Hi, I'm Brent from Go Fast Bits, and we're here at the booth at SEMA 2019. It's always good coming back to SEMA. We've come here just about every year since 2001. We've seen a lot of changes here at the show. Every year there's a new hero car. This year it's looking like the Toyota Supra. We're always expanding the product range, so vehicle fitments is a big thing. So obviously you want stuff that just bolts on and works. So the DV Plus range, the Response, Deceptor Pro range, we've expanded the vehicle applications, particularly our VTAs. So that's basically our DV Plus atmosphere venting version. And the other one that's really excited about is the new SV52. This is replacing our old SV50. So we wanted the SV52 to be more compact than anything else on the market and also higher flowing. So one of the new features of the display this year, we really wanted to showcase some of the technology that makes us unique in the marketplace. So for example here, we're showcasing our patented venting bias adjustment system on the two valves here, the Response and the Deceptor Pro. Because there's one thing to tell someone about it or show them a picture or show them a product, but the real key is demonstrating the product. And the same for the DV Plus. So we've actually got this, we built this display which we can put a little bit of pressure in. We don't want to blast people's ears, so we're only running about 4 PSI with the pump. We put some pressure in the tanks and we can actually show these features in action. So the Response here is probably the most popular blow-off valve that we sell at the moment. It has our patented venting bias adjustment system, which is manually adjusted with this ring here. So what that is doing is changing the amount of air that vents through the trumpet to atmosphere for sound and recirculating. So the Deceptor Pro 2 is also using the same internal venting bias adjustment system, except this one is electronically controlled. So you've got the control box here that is mounted inside the cabin. You can adjust that to any ratio of venting bias. So the venting bias adjustment system was created to allow you to sort of have your cake and eat it too. So you put a blow-off valve on your car, you're not always stuck with the sound for the times that you may not want it. There's two main benefits. You can adjust the venting sound, how loud it is. So you can have it completely silent like a factory diverter valve, or you can make it as loud as you like. So the second benefit of the venting bias adjustment system is for cars that run a match sensor. So traditionally, with a normal blow-off valve that vents all of the air to atmosphere on a match-censored car, it can upset the air-fuel ratio. When it vents, it can create stalling and backfiring and those sort of problems. So this system here allows you to dial back the amount of atmosphere venting. So you could run at, say, 80% recirc and 20% atmosphere. You might find that the car actually prefers that. It will let you get the sound that you want, but not cause the problems that are usually associated with atmosphere venting blow-off valves. Now the DV Plus is the next example that we wanted to show on our interactive display. A lot of benefits to the DV Plus system, and we're showcasing a few of them here. So what we're doing is we're comparing it to the stock diverter valve and the DV Plus. They're both triggered simultaneously with this button here. The stock diverter valve, when the ECU triggers it, is going to open up completely, 100%, whether there's boost pressure to vent or not. The DV Plus, on the other hand, it's changing the way the stock diverter works. So it still uses the ECU signal, it still uses the factory solenoid, but it's been repurposed to actuate this valve by pilot operation. Now by that I mean that the solenoid does not move the valve itself, it controls the pressure behind the valve. So when the ECU tells that to turn on, it will only open if there's boost pressure that needs venting. So the benefits of that system there's quite a few. Now first of all, we're replacing the factory components or the factory valve components of the diverter, which are known to, in this case, this is the Revision V off of VW. Those things will pop the diaphragms like there's no tomorrow when you boost the car up. The later revisions moved to a piston type. They were known to leak, they were known to stick, they had trouble closing after a gear shift when you run a lot of boost. So this system here, it makes the solenoid operation faster. It is at least twice as fast closing than the stock diverter valve and at least 20% faster opening. It is also better for throttle response because what happens here is the DV Plus can open and close progressively in response to how much boost pressure there is. So for example, let's say you're driving your car at the rally sprint, you're going around the corner, you're feathering the throttle. Every time the throttle goes slightly negative on one of these cars with an electronic diverter, it will open up completely. The stock valve will open up 100%. Even if you only just come off just a little bit, then you're back on, then you come off. So you're sort of getting this choppy boost delivery. The boost is going up and then it's back down, then it's up. The DV Plus, on the other hand, it will only open progressively. So at low boost, low RPM, if the ECU triggers it, it will only open a little bit. It basically only opens enough to prevent compressor surge, which is the ultimate objective of a diverter valve. But it doesn't do more than that. It doesn't just keep venting. So that's where you get your throttle response benefits. I'm really glad we put this thing together, and I'm hoping to use this at a lot more events because people love an interactive display, and once you get one person here playing with it, you can see the cogs ticking over when people are using it. You know, everything makes so much more sense when you can show it in this way.